Everybody, this is your weekly reading from October 7th until October 13th. This is all signs. So I only have a few minutes, so let's get to it. First we start off with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Capricorn, this is you. This is you coming out of a really hard time that you guys went through. This is you coming out of it, growing after the trauma that you went through. This is dealing with the struggle you went through, the old pain you went through, and figuring out how you're going to heal, how you're going to recover. I don't feel like you guys are 100% there yet. I feel like during this week, you guys are resisting stuff that you don't want to do. You're in your head a lot, thinking about worst case scenarios, or, you know, just in your head more than out of it, okay? So expect that for this week. But the trauma is over with. I feel like you're dealing with it. I feel like you're dealing with it in a healthy way. We move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, you guys have the Seven of Swords in the upright. So there's somebody shady McDady around you at this time. Seven of Swords indicates somebody taking something from you, doing it from behind your back. They could have a hidden agenda. They could be cheating. They could be sneaking around. It could be just flat out theft, somebody betraying you. And the thing about them is that they usually don't get caught. They're so good, they usually don't get caught. And for others of you, you might be thinking about actually going through a divorce or divorce proceedings. So be careful of that person that might be coming in or taking something from you. We move on to Pisces. Pisces, you guys have the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay, be careful of clinging to something in your past and clinging to it, idealizing it, you know, and you shouldn't be there. The past is the past. Being stuck in that nostalgic phase, not being able to get out of it, romanticizing. So for some of you, it can be that. Others of you are having problems with your children, disciplinary issues, and things like that going on this week from October 7th to the 13th. Next, we move on to Aries. Aries, you guys have the Tower card in reverse. Okay, so this is coming out of something. So something happened. You didn't understand why it happened, when it was happening. You might have tried to resist it from happening. But after it's over with, you're realizing this week that you actually avoided a disaster that could have snowballed into something larger. If it hadn't occurred. So you're having this realization that even though something ugly happened and you had a hard time understanding why, I think this week you're finding out that it happened for a reason, and you're figuring out what that reason is, and that you're moving on to a better place as a result of that. Next, we move on to Taurus. Taurus, you guys have the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, this is, you're having a hard time. First of all, you're having stunted growth. Some of you might have a partner that you can't trust, whether it's a business partner, whether it's someone you're in a relationship with. You ask them to do something, they don't follow through, or they're not carrying their weight in the relationship during this week, okay? For others of you, you're experiencing a lot of lack of planning. You don't know something you're getting into, so as a result, you might be overlooking details, not coming up with a strategy, not coming up with a plan in order to get something off the ground or make something happen. So be aware of that, Taurus. Next, we move on to Gemini. Gemini, you have the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is the heartbreak card, losing something. For some of you, it's separation. For some of you, it's divorce going on. Some of you can actually be undergoing surgery this week. That can be a card of surgery, getting a surgical procedure done. It's also about feeling like you failed at something. And of course, if it's a divorce, you know, you feel like you failed at that. You could have failed at a project, be failing at work, and it has you feeling very depressed, very unaccomplished. So that's something a Gemini needs to look out for. Cancer, we have the Six of Wands in reverse for you guys. So you guys aren't feeling really on top of something at this time. You're really doubting your ability, having a lot of insecurities. You kind of want to retreat and not like have to deal with it. For some of you, you feel like you're working really hard and you're not getting acknowledged for your hard work, and you're wondering why. And then you're starting to question yourself. You're starting to question your abilities. So just be careful, not kind of getting locked into that. You know, or if, you know, you need to be recognized, you could very well just point it out to somebody just so you can get on top, or make it apparent, or ask for that promotion, or ask for that raise that you're deserving of. We move on to Leo. Leo, we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. You guys are going through, you're very worried about losing your money. You're very worried about poverty. You guys are being super stingy with your money right now. For others of you, You're not just holding on to your money for dear life. Some of you could be actually, and ignore that beeping. Actually, some of you might be really materialistic, treating yourself to more things than you should, being a little bit greedy, and you have to be careful about that. And for some of you, you might be having this materialism, this want for things can actually be affecting your personal life. You could be seen as shallow. So tone that back a little bit if that's what's going on with you, Leos. Next, we move on to Virgo. Virgo, we have the King of Pentacles for you guys, which is good because the King, and some of you, I feel like you might be dating a Scorpio because Scorpio has a Queen of Pentacles. So we have a couple here. But King of Pentacles, you guys are on top of your money right now. You're on top of your game this week. Very stable in the finance department. If you have wealth, you have the money you need. You might have had a promotion. You might have had some money coming to you. So you're all about that right now. If that's not the case for some of you, then you're in a relationship that's maturing, or it's very stable, or it's very long term. But the King of Pentacles is very long term. He's very stable. He is a rock. So that's where you guys are at from October 7th until the 13th. We move on to Libra. Libra, we have the Empress card. The Empress card is about growth. Everything she touches grows, okay? For some of you, you might actually get pregnant, or it's a very good time for you guys to get pregnant during this week. Some of you might have somebody around you, or you're being this person. She's the personality of being very nurturing, the mother hen. She takes care of everybody. So, nurturing love. So either you're experiencing this or you're putting this out. She's also a very feminine energy. She's an ideal woman, the total package, the woman that you want to have children with. So for some of you, you might be meeting somebody this week that embodies the Empress. Now we move on to Scorpio, Queen of Pentacles. You guys, your money's looking good too. But you guys are also staying single. You're not getting involved in any relationship. You're relying on yourself, relying on your own money, figuring out how to be independent. You might be working on your financial independence too, just like we were talking about over here with the Virgos. So you guys are working on that. How am I going to make more money? How am I going to be stable in the money department? And I think you're seeking that out. Because I feel like you guys are alone, or you are single, and you need to rely on yourselves, okay? And then finally, we end it on Sagittarius here. Sagittarius, you guys have the Knight of Cups. So somebody is coming in with a romantic proposal. Somebody is coming in with an offer for you. Either you're going to turn it down or you're not going to turn it down. It really is an emotional connection that you have with this person. I feel like for some of you, you are going to consider this. You may not consider it long-term, like I said. It might just be good for the time being to transition you to get to someplace else. For others of you, you might want this person sticking around. It could be somebody that you work with. This is an indicator of a work romance, okay? For others of you, you're starting a new creative project or a new creative venture of some sort, or you're considering doing so, getting out of something old and jumping into something new. So that's what I'm getting for you, Sagittarius. So that wraps up your weekly reading for you guys. Send me an email if you would like a personalized reading. I have it listed in my information in whatever social media you happen to be looking at. Otherwise, thank you for all support, and I will let you guys go. Adios from Veronica Garnett. Bye.